Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So today we're going to be going over work gloves. I've got a couple gloves that are currently my favorite and some gloves that I'm not going to waste the money on anymore. And I thought I'd put this video together and share it with you guys. I'll have links to gloves down below through Amazon. Hopefully I can find them all. And you guys purchase through those links, they help support the channel. Real quick shout out, thank you to all my members. I really appreciate you guys. Members help contribute to this channel directly with a monthly subscription. You guys rock. I really, really appreciate it. All right, you guys, we're here for gloves, right? Let's get into it. So like I said, guys, looking at some of my favorite gloves right now. If you don't know, I do quite a bit of chainsaw carving. Now, I chainsaw carve through all sorts of weather. Living in upstate New York, we can have a warm summer, mild summer, lots of rain, dry, cold winter, mild winter. I mean, we got all kinds of weather here. Nothing's ever consistent. And so I think it's important to have a glove to keep your hands warm, safe, protected, have a good grip, whatever it is that you need on hand. Literally, gloves on hand. So this is where I'm at. We've got a lot of different gloves here. Some have brands on them, some don't. I'll give you guys the gist, all right? How about that? So looking at what I have right now, let's start with probably some of my, I don't necessarily want to say least favorite, but some gloves that I'm not sure I'll spend the money on again. And the first set is this thin pair of mechanic wear gloves. These mechanic gloves are just a thin glove. They tend to wear out pretty quick. There's no back of the hand padding, nothing like that. Now, this isn't a bad glove for mowing the lawn, raking the leaves, a little bit of weed pulling, and yard work. But I will say that, like, the leather palms, which I think are fake, they wear out fairly easy. Now, don't get me wrong, I put them through their paces. You can see they're wore out, but I'm not sure they're worth the money. I don't know if I'll be buying them again. As far as chainsaw carving goes, you know, not a bad glove for the winter or for the summertime. You know, your hands will be cool but still protected. But again, I don't like that there's no back padding for your knuckles. It's just very thin, breathable material, which can be good, but there's not a lot of protection for your hand. Another pair, I recently got these. These are just a Steel brand work glove, made by Steel. These are a little bit thicker than the mechanic's glove. They got a little more padding to them. But again, you know, they seem to wear out fairly quick. They do have a nice grip, though, for chainsaw carving, like in the summer. Again, there's no back of the hand padding. I mean, they are more of like a gardening glove. But, you know, we're looking for a glove that can do what we want it to do in the realm of, you know, yard work, and for me, chainsaw carving. Not a bad summer glove. Your hands can still breathe. They're still fairly protected. Actually, these are my spring and fall. Not a bad glove for that. The grip is fairly good, but you know, again, they kind of wear out quick. Most gloves do, though, if you wear them a lot. They wear out. You know, that's just kind of the nature of the beast. I feel like every year I'm on this quest, though, to find the perfect glove. So it's always just searching and searching. I'm sure we'll do this video again in the future. We'll try some different brands, but anyway, let's keep going. I've got a pair of these DeWalt work gloves. It's a guaranteed tough right on them. As you guys can see, these things are these are shot. These are old. I just happened to find these over on the shelf. I've had these for a long time. You can see they're all wore out. Now this is from heavy use. Now the DeWalt gloves originally had these little rubber like grippy pads on here, and I will say they wore off very fast. I do remember that. They wore off really quick. Chainsaw carving, and you know, they're not a horrible glove. They held up somewhat okay, but that grip wearing off really quick, you know, I'm not sure they're worth it. Let's see here. A couple more gloves that I've bought over the years are these leather insulated gloves. You know, the outside is leather. Everybody says they're so warm. These ones are from a local guy that actually tans leather, and he makes gloves. Can't remember if these are straight. I think these are straight from his shop, like gloves that he made. And they're an insulated, fur insulated kind of glove. They're not bad. They're not going to keep your hands super warm though. They don't keep my hands super warm. This fact that there's a gap in here in the winter, the breeze always gets in there. My hands are always cold. The wrist is always cold, even with a long sleeve on. Now, the other thing is if you're chainsaw carving, this glove doesn't give you a lot of room to articulate your hands for the trigger on a chainsaw. So, you know, they don't work good for that. They're good though. I wear them quite a bit for like heat. If I got to move things around by the wood stove or something like that, and it's hot, or the handle of the wood stove's hot, something where it's a quick touch and move sort of thing, they work okay for that because they're real leather. Now, if you were to hold something hot any longer than that, obviously they'll burn through, and then you know you got some troubles of your own. But I've had these gloves for a couple years. They've held up pretty well for the minimal use that they've gotten. Now this pair of leather gloves, I believe these were just a Walmart buy. I don't know what they got in here. Some sort of insulation padding. These gloves I don't even wear anymore outside. Again, I keep them in the shop as just quick things for by the wood stove if I got to pick up something hot for a split second. That's about it. These are not warm at all. I can't tell you all the prices. I think these might have been like $9.95. These weren't worth it. Again, a glove that you cannot articulate your fingers in. You can't do much. I mean, good to go grab firewood. Good to go grab firewood. You know, they're going to last a while doing those sorts of things. So, firewood gloves. Other than chainsaw carving, a lot of you know I do woodworking. Years ago, I spent the money and bought a pair of these Duluth Trading Company gloves. Now, Duluth's a pretty good brand. I've actually got a pair of Duluth insulated pants on here today. Now, these are their I think they were woodworking gloves, and they had it so the thumb and the two fingers were bare, so you could grip things and do woodworking. Only have one glove because I couldn't find the other one for the video. Now, I wore these gloves quite a bit before I had the wood stove in my shop. You know, keep my hands warm in the cold weather. The gloves hold up well, but as far as woodworking goes, with gloves on, the fine woodworking that I do, I just can't. You got to do it with your bare hands. Now, if you were a framer, if you were, you know, did carpentry or anything like that sort of stuff, you know, you got to hold a nail, run a circular saw. You're not trying to use little pieces and sticks and things like I do. I think these would be a great glove to do that kind of stuff in. Again, they only have a little bit of padding here, but they're breathable. Very, very breathable. This is a very thin mesh material. And they got a good pad here, which is leather. And they're not bad, you know, as long as they're used for what they're meant to be used for, which I think is more of a contracting, building sort of thing. Let's see. A glove that I absolutely hate. Hands down, absolutely hate. I do not recommend for those of you that chainsaw carve and watch my channel and are learning, and that is these rubber palmed thermal gloves. Okay, so the back side is knitted. You can get these things in orange and green and blue and gray and all kinds of colors. I never find these gloves to be very warm, even though this is insulated, right? It breathes way too much. The back of your hand's constantly breathing, while the front of your hand is constantly moist from sweat because it can't breathe through the rubber. So if you're outside in cold weather trying to chainsaw carve, it's only a matter of time before your hand is freezing cold. At least for me, I just think they're junk. One. Anyway, the other part, and the other reason why I say these are not a good glove for chainsaw carving is if you get gas on these or oil, this rubber grip isn't so grippy. You get bar oil on these, they are not as grippy as they should be. You won't have as much control on your chainsaw, and in my opinion, they become more of a safety hazard than a safety feature for your hands. So I think these are a waste of money. If you want to use them for yard work, carrying your firewood, whatever, if you're going to chainsaw carve, just skip these. Don't even waste your money on those. Go to something else. Now, all right, we've gone over a bunch of different gloves in a fairly short amount of time. Let's get into my top 2 pair of gloves right now that I wear pretty much all year round. These are the 2 gloves I switch on and off for the most part for just about everything at this point. And that is the Hardy work gloves. The, what are they? Professional Series Hardy work gloves. These are from Harbor Freight. Love these gloves. They're cheap. And my insulated Milwaukee demolition gloves. These 2 pair are constantly wearing these now. The Hardy work gloves, let's start with those. Here's a pair that I have worn through. I will continue to wear, even though the fingers are gone and everything. Fingers are wore right out, right? But I like the pad on the hand here, and I like that they have this protection on the back of the knuckles and stuff for when I'm chainsaw carving and I'm moving logs. Sometimes your hand can get pinched when you're doing different things. I like having that little bit of protection in that glove. Now, these gloves, you can get them on sale for like 10 bucks. So to wear these out, you know, in about 6 months to a year, I'm not worried about spending $10, $20 for 2 sets a year on these gloves and wearing them out chainsaw carving. As you guys can see, I mean, I wear these to the fullest. These will be my summer gloves because I like the way they work. I can run my chainsaws well with these gloves, and I like them, and they're cheap. You go down to Harbor Freight and get them. When you get into spending $25 a pair, you really want them to uphold, and if they don't, well, why not just buy the cheaper ones, right? So here's a new pair of those Hardy gloves. They're not bad, even in the winter. I mean, they're not insulated. They're not. If it's a warmer winter day, I'll use these to shovel. They work great, obviously, in the fall and in the spring. I wear them all summer. Wear the Holy ones in the summer, you know, a little more breathable. But they're not a bad glove in my opinion. I like them. I really do. I think they're pretty decent. You know, they wear out fairly quick. You know, you got your fake leather in here and your fake material for gripping and all that, but they got a pad right across here and a pad that's sewn in here. Helps a lot with your hands when you're carving. I have a good grip. I have no issues, even with a little bit of oil or gas on things. I have no problems with these gloves. These are probably my favorite ones right now, all around, using for everything, and they're cheap. They're pretty cheap. Like I said, around 10 bucks. You catch them on sale, you buy a couple pair, you're good to go. Now, last year, I bought some gloves. I'm always looking for that glove where I can chainsaw carve in the winter, still have warm hands, still have all my, you know, dexterity and movement to run the throttle and chainsaw carve and use my power tools in carving. And it's always difficult because, you know, I get outside, it's 20 degrees, I have work to do. These gloves don't cut it. They're not warm enough. They're just not. These gloves are too big and bulky, these style. Regular winter gloves, too big and bulky. Even these, right? We don't like that grip, but these are not warm enough. So I was searching around last year, and I came across these Milwaukee insulated demolition gloves. I have to say, probably my favorite winter glove for work. These are awesome. They're a little pricey. I think they come in at like 35, 40 bucks a pair. Totally think they're worth it. These gloves, I've gotten a good year out of them, between shoveling, snow blowing, just chainsaw carving, moving stuff around, firewood, stacking, splitting. You know, you can see they're kind of wearing here some. It's after a good year of use. I will say though, they've held up well, and they are awesome in the weather. Yesterday it was about 19, 20 degrees out. I went and picked up logs from my carving yard to bring back here to do some carving on. You know, the wind was blowing. It was cold. It was cold out. These are the gloves I wore. Loaded the logs up, had to kick the snow off them, had to brush them off, roll them around, load the truck, bring it home, unload the truck. These gloves worked great. I believe these gloves are waterproof as well. I can't remember. I don't think it's on the tag anymore. But, you know, my hands were nice and dry working in that all day. And I think these definitely the most bang for your buck right here as far as cold weather working gloves. I really recommend these, especially if you guys are going to be chainsaw carving. You know, I reference that a lot because that's what we do a lot on my channel. Chainsaw carving, tutorials, all that kind of stuff. And so for a lot of you newbies, invest in a good pair of gloves. Something that's going to give you the dexterity in your hands and keep those hands warm and safe. These do have a little bit of protection for your knuckles here. And like I said, they're a great glove. They really are. They come up the wrist, Velcro. I like them. I like them. I really do. I can't recommend these gloves enough. I actually have a brand new pair the wife got me for this Christmas, and yeah, I'm keeping those ones in better condition for now until these are really wore out. But that's it, guys. You know, this is where I'm at. Like I said, it's kind of like a quest for the best glove every year or every couple years. And, you know, these are just some of the gloves that I have bought over the years. And like I said, I'd have to say the Milwaukee and those Hardy professional work gloves are probably the best that I've bought so far. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask below. I'll try to have links to all these gloves or something similar from Amazon down in the description. You guys buy through those links, they help support the channel. Also, guys, check out the store tab or the bar below this video full of my merchandise. We got Kyle Hall Woodworker gear. You guys make purchases of that gear. One, you get to rock some cool gear with my logo. Two, you help support the channel directly, and I really, really appreciate it. Well, guys, I think that wraps it up. Just a quick video going over work gloves, my opinion on a bunch of different ones here, and what I think is going to be the best ones for you guys, mostly for chainsaw carving. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe you guys have a glove suggestion. Maybe I'll look into this year, try them out, give them a go. Maybe you're a glove manufacturer and you say, we got better gloves than those. Reach out. Give me a buzz. Shoot me an email. I'll try them out. More than happy to do that. Give them a go. Put them through their paces and see how they work. Hey guys, hope you have an awesome day. Give the video a thumbs up. Hit subscribe. Check out some videos popping up. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.